Good morning everyone. My name is Areebah Fatima. I am in grade 5 and I study in Christchurch School.
મારો નામ ક્રિવાન અભિષેક બાફના હે. હું 10 સાલનો હું. હું 5वीं में ભણું. હું ક્રાઇસ્ટચર્ચ સ્કૂલ में ભણું.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Tiana Amlani. Je suis Sinkimani.
নমস্কার, সুপ্রভাত। আমি জুইতা ব্যানার্জি। আমি পঞ্চম শ্রেণীতে পড়ি। আমার বয়স 10 বছর।
Hola, mi nombre es Wasim García. Tengo 10 years इंस्टेंडो इन क्राइस्टचर्च स्कूल।
सुबह बखैर, मेरा नाम है जायशा। मैं 5वीं जमात में पढ़ती हूँ और मेरी उम्र 10 साल की है।
Learning new languages will get smarter.
Better to understand everyone's mother tongue.
Increase cultural awareness.
Become a global citizen.
A vast world of job opportunities.
Life gets better and life gets longer by learning new languages.
Would you like to see what kind of difficulties arises when there is a communication gap due to different languages?
আমার জল চাই।
क्या आप वॉशरूम जाना चाहते हैं?
না 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 আমার জল চাই।
क्या आप वॉशरूम जाना चाहते हैं?
না আমার জল চাই।
What? क्या आप वॉशरूम जाना चाहते हैं?
না।
એ ભાયા તને અટે કોઈ ઢાબો ઠાય. તું કા બોલે રહ્યો હે?
You know establo?
તું કા બોલે રહ્યો હે?
You know establo?
તું કા બોલે રહ્યો હે?
When?
Learning different languages is important because of the following points. One, because it keeps your mind healthy. Like learning a second language has been proven to delay the onset of adentemia. To find a future, to help understand how people think, you can contribute with them in different languages so you all both understand. To show respect, because suppose if you go to international countries like France or Paris or something and you don't know their language, which is French, so how are you going to contribute with them? So that's why you need to know different languages to ask, to understand, and to better understand through process. All our thoughts process are conducted in a language. So that's how we can contribute, talk and understand. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello,
Good morning.
a very good morning.
So I want to take your interview for my GP project.
Sure.
Are you comfortable if I take some videos?
Yeah, sure.
So, do you know any other language except Hindi, English or Marathi?
Yes, I know, but I don't know Marathi because I am not from Maharashtra and Bengali is my mother tongue. So I know definitely my mother tongue Bengali, and other than that I know Gujarati and Ahomiya.
And is there any advantages of learning this language?
Yeah, of course, there's always an advantage in learning languages, but one can definitely not learn all the languages. But definitely once you know a language, there are two main advantages. One is communication. So whenever you are in a place, it's always easier to communicate with the local people. Like I am now in Maharashtra and I am learning Marathi so that I can communicate well with people. Another is the literature. That is a very important part. So once you know a local language or any language, you can actually read the literature or listen to the musics which are done in the local languages, and that's much better than the translated versions, of course.
Okay, so why did you learn Gujarati?
So Gujarati actually I have learned because I have grown up in a family which was Gujarati, and I have learned that, and that helped me in knowing one more language.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Do you know any other language except Hindi, Marathi and English?
Yes, I know Gujarati, Marwadi and Kutchi.
What are the advantages of these languages?
If you know these languages, it is easy for us to talk to our grandparents who still use this language. We can even understand sometimes what other people are talking, and even I can make you learn because all three are my mother tongue.
Do you want to learn any another language?
Yes, I want to learn French.
Why do you want to learn this language?
I want to learn this language because from childhood I wanted to learn different languages, and this will even help me whenever I go somewhere out of India.
So, can I take your interview?
Yes.
I need it for my project.
Yes, young man.
And can I show it to my class?
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Do you know any other language instead of Hindi, English and Marathi?
Yes, I know. Besides Hindi, English and Marathi, yes, I know more languages.
Can you tell which languages do you know?
I know Urdu, I know Gujarati, and I know Marathi.
Okay. Can you tell me the advantages of these languages?
Yes, I will tell you the advantage of Urdu. Urdu is a very rich cultural language which is used very often in poetry and music. And since I'm into music, it is very advantageous to
Okay. Can you tell me why did you wanted to learn these languages?
Urdu. I wanted to learn because I wanted to write poetry and music.
Okay. Thank you.
Do you know any other language except English, Hindi, or Marathi?
I know Gujarati and French.
Which is why did you learn French?
French I learnt in school. Those days we had an option between Marathi and French. So I thought of opting a new language. So that time I took French, but today I'm proud that I've learned French because it is helpful for me to teach my son, and it has become more advanced in India.
What is the benefits of learning the French language?
Benefits of learning French is, nowadays multinational companies are coming in India. They are picking up people for jobs. If you know a new language, so it will be very good for you to adjust in that country. Second, before knowing that country, you know the culture of that country. Like I learned French. So before I visited France, I knew everything, like which is the best place to take walk, where do you get good perfumes, what happens in opera, which is the best cycling race, what are the good foods. So you're very familiar with the culture. And thirdly, it is, like you're an Indian citizen today. Now you'll become a global citizen if you learn many more languages.
Hi sir, good evening.
Good evening.
Can I ask you some question?
Yeah, you may.
Do you know any other language except of Hindi, English and Marathi?
No, I don't know any other language.
Okay. So do you think that there are disadvantages of not knowing other languages?
No, I don't think there are any disadvantages of not knowing other than these three languages, because English is very well known throughout the world and I can talk in English wherever I go. So people would understand me. So there are no disadvantages.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So the topic for this GP project is importance of learning new languages. Before we start this interview with you, I would like to ask you that are you comfortable if I use this video for my project?
Yes, very much comfortable. You can go ahead.
Okay, so let's start with my first question. Do you know any other language except Hindi, English or Marathi?
Yes, apart from these three languages, I know Punjabi.
What are the advantages of this language?
I have many of my clients from Chandigarh, and it is always an advantage for me to deal with them in their local language when I visit Chandigarh.
What is the reason for you to learn this language?
It is always an advantage to learn new languages, and as I have already mentioned, it helps me a lot in my work.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
The more you use your brain to learn new skills, the more your brain functions work. Learning a new language pushes your brain to get familiar with new grammar and vocabulary rules. Language is one of the most important parts of any culture. It is the way by which people communicate with one another, build relationships, and create a sense of community. It also allows you to train your memory to remember new words.
There are around 6,500 languages across the world, and if you look into India, so there are 15 languages which is printed in the currency of India, whereas there are 21 official languages, and there are around 290 languages which is been spoken in India. Around 19,500 dialects, that is mother tongues are there.